In that break, I was coming to you quickly out of the Lamar and Derrick Henry interview. Derrick said, no, the MVP, that's him. Look here, they're both getting it done, 1 and 2.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you can make an argument for both of them.
Yeah,
I mean, you have Derrick Henry, who is the king, and we didn't think a guy at this age would be playing at the level he's playing at. But just like Lamar said, it's pick your poison. Like, what does he mean by that? They have Zay Flowers, who stepped up. He's looking like a true number one. We know what the running backs are going to do. And I say running backs plural because it's not just Justice Hill did his thing. It's not just Derrick Henry. Lamar is playing with the most composure in all of the NFL. That's why I said they call him MB3. And then I'll look at 2 tight ends. Mark Andrews had 2 catches today. Really didn't do anything, and they didn't need to. Isaiah Likely, 0 catches. What does that mean? If these guys don't have to contribute, but they're still lighting you up on offense, that's who they are. Week in and week out, they can choose whoever they want to attack your specific weaknesses. Yeah. That's why the Ravens are so tough right now.
Yeah, and you were talking about Zay Flowers earlier, right? And what does it mean, Zay? Abundance? Well, he had an abundance of yards. He had abundance of catches. He had an abundance of touchdowns. Let's take a look at it a little bit right here. Lamar's going to find him over the middle. And Zay's dynamic when he gets the ball in space, right? The ability to get yards after the catch. But look at the time Lamar has, too. Zay going up top, high pointing that ball right here. Lamar, again, time, right? He's going to scramble, the little flick. How relaxed? You said poised, right? Just so relaxed at the moment of truth, and then layering the football over the top of the defenders, over the middle of the field. And again, Zay, yards after the catch. They're dynamic in the passing game. Zay is dynamic with the ball in his hand. Look at the playmakers. They've got him all over the place. But Lamar, today, his 4th perfect passer rating. That's the most in the history of the league. This guy's unbelievable, and he's playing really, really well right now.
And just to think, at one point they said he couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah, he can throw.
I mean, I think that's part of his game has become better. But look at the attempts, 19 attempts, okay, running the football. And I will just say this about the defensive side of the ball, because you talked about this in the pregame about the fact that they've given up more big plays in the passing game than any team in the National Football League. Last year, they lost their defensive coordinator. He's the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Their defensive line coach is a defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Their defensive back coach is now a defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. So they lost 3 coaches from that staff. Zach Orr, who was the linebacker coach, is now the coordinator. They're going to get better. Yeah. And as I just said to him, all these mistakes and you're trying to create pressure, you got an offense right now. Just don't give up the big play. Simplify it. Make it right now and use your asset. You are an offensive football team and just play defense to complement it. How many times you sit there and say, oh, they're a defensive team that's complemented with offense? You are an offensive football team. Complement them with defense by not giving up the big play. And I think they're going to get better by understanding that.
Yeah, and they did exactly that today, right? They played a lot of zone coverage and kept things in front of them, rallied and tackled and made plays on the football. I think you're exactly right. Their blueprint for success moving forward goes through the offense, which is a little bit different than Baltimore teams of the past.
And let's give a lot of credit to John Harbaugh.
Absolutely.
You lose 3 assistants, and don't forget, he lost his offensive line coach who passed away in the preseason right before the start of the regular season. John Harbaugh is the glue of that organization. You go down here and talk about Ozzie, John Harbaugh, and again, it just starts at the top. This football team is resilient. They get character people, and they understand that it's a journey. And they're going to continue to get better.
And last thing, you remember a few years ago when they're saying Lamar needs a little bit of help. You got to get him some guys. That organization has done a great job of providing him with guys.
They haven't even gotten to Deontay Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. And they bring in Derrick Henry. We're all wondering, what is it going to be like when Derrick puts on that Baltimore Ravens?
You know what it's going to be like. Downhill.
Downhill, old school running. And Derrick appreciates the fact that if you just give me a little bit of space, I'll do the rest. I'll break some tackles. I'll stiff arm some guys. And you know what? Derrick doesn't show up as much on the receiving end of things, but here, you put him in space, you get some guys out in front of him. He might not be a receiving running back because he can play in between the tackles so well. But look at this. Most rush TDs all time. Derrick Henry, 101.
A lot of Hall of Famers on there.
He's getting ready to pass John Riggins and Jim Brown. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Hall of Famers.
Man.
And he doesn't look to be slowing down. To me, right?
No doubt.
Like, I think those numbers are going to continue to explode, not only this year, but down the line for them. You talk about finding pieces to put around Lamar and then changing, not like your entire identity, but changing just enough to fit those pieces into what you want to do.
You know, just to contextualize, I go back to Jonathan Jones during the pregame when he was talking about, and I'm not going to call the guy's name out, he's already done it, the lack of a serious work ethic to realize what you have. Versus Lamar coming into the league where many people doubted that he could do what he could do, but he made it clear resolutely, I'm a quarterback, and every year he's worked to improve and perfect that game.
Yep.
They put the pieces around him, and I'm loving what he represents. You talk about John Harbaugh, he's done a remarkable job. As a matter of fact, after the game, it was John Harbaugh in the locker room doing what he does so well.
I don't know what this guy's going to do with all the game balls he's going to have in his house someday. Perfect passer rating, NFL record, fourth of his career, Lamar Jackson!
Hey, man, let's just keep it going, man, because this ain't nothing, man. Let's just keep it going, keep our head focused, keep our eyes on the prize, man. Get ready for Thursday. Family on 2, 1, 2. Family! Good shit, Dad.
I see you, baby.
I love that leadership. You know, this is a guy who has all of the personal accolades you can get, right? But it's focused on what's in front of them. It's focused on what's next. And I think that's a scary proposition for everybody else in the AFC.
And we've been in and around this game for a long time. You know when there's certain guys that are in leadership positions and they're fronting. You know when it's false enthusiasm and they're just saying cliches. Lamar Jackson is for real.
No
when he talks about being focused, not caring about MVPs, understanding that we have to win a Super Bowl here in Baltimore, he means it. And the team understands that too. So they mimic exactly what their leadership is. And you see everybody putting in the work with one goal on mind. Regular season's fine. We'll put up number stats. All these accolades are great. We got to win a Super Bowl around here. And that right there is the standard in Baltimore. And Lamar's focused on that.
He has been driven by that game that we were at, the AFC Championship
Absolutely,
game.
Bill.
And that game, he walked away from that game and he feels like they felt empty.
Absolutely.
So he is not going, until he gets back to that game and gets to a Super Bowl, that man is a focused man with a sense of purpose.
You've delineated a few things already about John Harbaugh, but what is it that he does that they keep listening to him? He's been doing it for a long time.
He loves guys that love football. Oh, yeah, it kind of sounds like Jim Harbaugh.
The Harbaugh way.
It's a Harbaugh. Who's got it better than them?
Nobody.
Nobody.